The human body is built to cope and is built to fight against any disadvantage that it overcomes. Our institutions, our schools, workplaces are not doing enough to be inclusive. Inclusive education is important for all of us, not only as educators, but also as learners.
They made a race for specifically the disabled students. Students from different schools and different disabilities all would participate in teams in this race. And they would have them race, and they'd have all these students and teachers cheering them on. It was very, very encouraging. You know, you could see in these students' eyes that they were very excited and happy.
Now, our teachers obviously had to find special ways of making me learn. I did not get any concessions. I was still graded just like the other students, which was fantastic.
We realize the importance of accessibility by design, not only in terms of the environment, but also in terms of the material that is given to students. Finally, being in an inclusive setting made me appreciate people who are different than me, that have different challenges.
My mother, who's a very ambitious woman and overly loving, decided to put me in a regular school with sighted girls and boys so that I too could live a life as close to normality as possible. I will not delve into the specific challenges that I faced being the only blind student in that school, or there would be no end to this talk in sight. My parents, however, their unwavering faith in God and their belief that nothing is impossible propelled them forward. They knew that I had not been sent to this world as a mere glaucoma patient, but rather as someone with a much bigger purpose in life. My sister, who's one of my biggest supports and delights, never fails to brighten up my days. Even as a child, she never failed to brighten up my days in the hospital when she brought me my favorite toys, chocolates, and flowers. She came by my hospital bed and held my hand. And at that time, she conveyed something that no words could express and no one else could understand. But does that mean we give up? Remember that when you try, you will fall. And when you fall, fall forward. Because when you get up, you're still ahead of where you were before you fell. And that too is progress. Studying engineering seemed like an enormous challenge for me. But I came here with the mindset of a warrior. And now I not only go to most places on my own, but also live a normal life. Despite being the only one on my class with a physical impairment, I graduated with the highest grade on my batch. And that day proved to me that disability is not the same as inability. I do not attribute this success to myself alone, as were it not for the help of God, the love, affection, and support of my family, the guidance of my teachers, and the moral support of my friends, I wouldn't have been able to come this far.
अपने करम की करदाएं कर दे. While going to school, of course there were some challenges, like children would find it very peculiar to see a person with two differently colored eyes. I had many surgeries, but they were all in. I was familiarized with all the low vision devices like a telescope. Then there was this magnifying glass. That was very helpful for me. I learned how to do some basic cooking, cutting some vegetables, ironing clothes. So now I even do some household chores on my own. Over the years, my eyesight went considerably down. I undertook my BSc in finance. I completed my BSc with 99.25%, the highest in my class, first honors. I did the Certified Management Accountant CMA program. I passed both my parts on my first attempt. That was a very, very proud moment for me and for my family. And I was also the top scorer in Saudi. Presently, I'm working at an e-commerce company as a content writer. Gradually, my sight may be worse than what it is now. But I also feel that at this stage, I need to accept my condition and move beyond that. My brother says that losing sight is not the same as losing vision.